Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr Graham, for being here and your colleagues. I'm advised by multiple Australia Post licensees that the new Australia Post point-of-sale system, Post Plus, is in most aspects of its operation not fit for purpose, yet licensees are required to operate using this system. My questions test that contention, which I'm sure you will disagree with. On Monday the 27th of May, the system went down for several hours and Australia Post offices were unable to process transactions. According to the licensed post office network, this cost their outlets $200,000 in lost transactions and wasted staff time over several days due to the errors generated in the breakdown. Who pays that loss, you or the licensee?
Australia Post pays that loss, Senator, and we repaid that. This is a brand new point-of-sale system that's been rolled out to almost 4,000 post offices. It's a state-of-the-art system replacing what was a 30-year-old system that was well beyond its use-by date. It's fair to say that when you implement any brand new system to the scale that we have implemented it, there will be teething problems. However, I would challenge and ascertain that the vast majority of post office licensees are very pleased with the system. I've been round our post offices a lot, particularly in recent months. It does what it says on the box. It has delivered and will continue to deliver even greater efficiency than the old system. But that one outage was an unfortunate event. We were still able to transact, but not obviously online, and any cost to the licensee for that was fully compensated by Australia Post.
Thank you. In the outage, some transactions that were in the process of completing when the system went down failed to complete, and in some cases money went missing. Your help desk instructed post office licensees to put in the amounts that went missing from their own pocket to ensure your system balanced, with the promise that you would investigate and pay them back if it was sorted out. How much money went missing in the outage and how much money was put in by licensees?
Well, those statements are not correct, Senator. We did not ask the post offices to put the money back in to balance it out. What we did is provided a report for all those transactions that were not processed through. We did a reconciliation and audit trail working with the individual licensees, and then we balanced the books with them and had them push through those transactions when the system was up and running.
So, judging by your reaction, we've heard this from licensees. It's fair. You don't think it's fair for the licensees to put their own money in to make your system balanced when the fault was not with the licensees but with the system. So you disagree that it's happening?
Well, they didn't put their money in, Senator. They weren't asked to put their money in. Right. Yes, we strongly disagree, yes.
What is the longest outage Post Plus has experienced? I've received reports Post Plus can go down for days, and while it is down, the post office can't trade.
No, that's completely false, and I think we're talking minutes. We had that one outage, as you said, for a couple of hours in the very early days when it was launched. We're talking minutes. I can't remember when we last had a P1 on that system. As I say, it's built in state-of-the-art architecture. It sits in the cloud. It's fully backed up every day. The reconciliation process that happens of end of day, which used to be a very manual process for the licensees, is now fully automated. We've launched a new suite of reports that show them every transaction and enables them to get detailed analysis of the trading during the day. This is a modern system, and those statements are totally incorrect, and I would strongly object to those statements. And I would also say that it's a very small minority of licensees who have made the noise around this system, and have done so, in my view, not because of the fact that the system is not performing, it is, but for other mischief.
Okay, let's continue. Licensees report the system does not provide an adequate reporting function. With the outcome, licensees don't have the data they need to run their daily business.
Again, Sanders has said we have had a reporting system from day one. We've recently launched the latest update of that report, and indeed the review of the system is done in conjunction with licensees. We have a licensee steerco that meets on a regular basis to look at enhancements, to look at improvements to the system. We have a whole team of people who are working on these systems and improvements on a day-to-day basis. This is a very collaborative effort, and I would argue that if you were to go around and speak to licensees, that you would get a very positive reaction to the system.
Maybe that's what I should do. Licensees are reporting Post Plus runs slower than the system it replaced, meaning licensees are having to put on extra staff at their own expense. How's that an improvement? Because LPOs are small businesses, they can't afford to bankroll your system development. Well, that's the way they see it.
Well, again, I would say that's a very small minority of licensees. Obviously, when you're replacing a system that's 30 years old, that people basically know how to operate in their sleep, and you introduce a brand new system, it's like going from a rotary phone to a smartphone. It takes time for people to get used to the new navigation of that system, and that's something that we highlighted to every post office before the implementation. But the actual system itself, in terms of processing transactions, providing more meaningful insights and data, is significantly superior to the 30-year-old COBOL-coded system that was in place.
You have a help desk which logs every disputed transaction from a post office. It must be a simple matter to get out data on those reports.
It is, Senator, and we've released, an updated and enhanced data report a couple of weeks ago that gives insights and visibility and transparency to every transaction that takes place in that system.
Okay, on notice, could you please provide the number of transactions that have needed to be sorted by the help desk, the total value of those transactions, how many are currently in the process of being resolved, and finally, how many were resolved in a manner that required the post office to make good the transaction?
Happy to do so, Senator, and I would know from looking into that issue it's a very small amount, but we'll provide that detail.
Thank you. Next issue is a missing transaction. Licensees have suspected money is going missing in the normal operation of the system. Some have started running transaction reports hourly. This is catching your system out by showing the licensee putting the money in for the customer and the money then just disappearing into the ether. Gone. At which point, your help desk tells them to put the money in again out of their own pocket. Licensees are reporting thousands of dollars have to be made up per outlet. Are you aware of the problem of missing money? Totally
incorrect, Senator, and I dispute those claims strongly. The system provides clear transparency in everything that's transacted. There's a complete electronic audit trail, which didn't occur in the old system, so we know every transaction is reported. What we do from time to time is find that there is operator error. So, for example, someone processes a cheque, but they put it in as cash. We then have to go into the system, talk to the licensee, and reverse that transaction so we can actually record the right dollars going into the right account. But this is a modern, state-of-the-art point-of-sale system. As I say, replacing a 30-year-old system that was not cyber-safe, that had lots of challenges and issues. And I would say very strongly that the value that the system will create and is creating will be of significant benefit to the licensees going forward.
Okay. Previously, sales of merchandise through the Australia Post shop went into the licensee's bank account on the day of the sale. Under Post Plus, the money goes into your bank account and is sent back to licensees in 48 hours, longer on weekends. How is adding that extra step and introducing payment delays to LPOs an improvement?
Senator, I'm not aware of that particular issue, but I'm happy to take it on board. And if there's any, I wouldn't see any reason why we want to delay payment, because we understand the importance of cash flow to the licensees. We've done a number of things to improve cash flow to the licensees. In terms of merchandise they buy, we give them credit for that merchandise straight away, even when it has not been delivered by us. But we don't take the money out till they physically do it. So I'm happy to take that query on notice, but it doesn't sound correct to me.
If you could, please.
Yep, certainly.
Now, this is a question of whether or not you're abusing power over licensees by requiring the LPOs to cover the losses of a system you're requiring LPOs to adopt. What incentive is there on Australia Post to get this right if you don't wear the losses from this going wrong?
Well, first of all, Senator, again, I would restate that we do not expect the licensee to suffer any loss for what may or may not be a system failure. That is not an expectation. Australia Post, if the system is down and we've caused any financial harm to the licensee, then we will refund whatever harm that is. We are very clear, and indeed that would be a breach of the franchise code if we were to do that. So that does not occur. And if the licensees can show us that they have suffered a financial situation because of the system or an error in the system, well, we will happily make good on that loss.
Okay. I'm sure they're watching.
I'm sure they are. I'm happy to talk to them.
What is the budget for Post Plus implementation?
The total budget for Post Plus was about $270 million.
270?
Yes, a very large investment that we made. Australia Post made that investment to improve the efficiency, improve the security, and improve the features and benefits that were available to our customers as well, because it has many benefits to our customers in terms of being able to send electronic receipts, SMSs, etc. and they do a number of other things that are of benefit to the end customer.
Thank you. The money for Post Plus, where did the money come from?
It came out of our normal capital investment cycle.
Okay. Is there a code commonality, that's a software code commonality, between the UK system known as Horizon and Post Plus?
Absolutely not, Senator. The Horizon system was built some 16 years ago. This is a brand new state-of-the-art system built in the cloud and built with global best practice around point-of-sale systems.
So we'll need to rotate the call, Senator Roberts.
Sorry?
Do you want to make that your last question?
I need to come back afterwards.
Sure.
Is it your testimony then, just to make sure I'm clear, that if a review of the software was done, there would be no code commonality between your system and Horizon?
That would be I'm not a technical expert, Senator, but given that the Horizon system was built in a completely different software language some 14, 15 years ago, I would be very surprised if there was any coding similar to that and done by a completely different company.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.